Well, hey everyone. How wonderful to sit down and be doing a get ready with me today. I haven't done one of these in a really long time, and today I actually have something to get ready for. I'm going to the fair, and I'm not normally someone who really dresses up for the fair. Sorry to hear my dog in the background. It's just that this time I felt like I wanted to wear some fun, sparkly eyeshadow, and I thought we could do that together. So, before I get started, my tea of the day is this delicious kind of juicy black tea. I'm pretty sure I showed this one to you guys before. I got it in my Sips by box. This is from Golden Life Tea. This is the Ruby Black Tea, and I do think it's kind of juicy. It's interesting, it's robust and kind of juicy at the same time. Okay, I had to change my headband. The other one was squeezing my head too much. So I've already started with this sunscreen. This is a K-Beauty sunscreen. This is the Derma B Everyday Sunblock. I like it because it's SPF 50 and it's not as glowy as some of the other sunscreens I'm currently using, which I didn't want to go for a glowy sunscreen today because my base product is very glowy. Let's go ahead with this. So this is the MAC Studio Radiance Face and Body. Very, very famous product. It is very glowy, however. And today it is going to be so hot. It's the only day we can go though to the fair. And I was thinking about going with something that wasn't so glowy since it's gonna be so hot, but this has a really, really good wear time. So I decided I'd rather go with very beautiful, probably very kind of sweaty looking skin versus something that would start to wear off and look terrible. So if you've never used the MAC Studio Radiance Face and Body, it starts off very, very liquidy, but as soon as you start to rub it into your skin, it comes kind of thick and tacky. It really grips to your skin, and I think that's why it wears so long. So good thing that this is sheer, because this is actually not the right shade for me. The shade has worn off. I think this is N3. I think I should have at least 2 shades lighter. But since this is a sheer skin tint, I can sort of pull it off. In the summer anyway. I feel like in the winter it looks a little off. At that point I have to like bronze my neck. But I tell you, this product is so impressive to me because I have worn this before in extreme heat and humidity, and it just made my skin look like little baby skin. It was amazing. I came in expecting to look like a horrible, gross, icky mess, and my skin, while yes, very glowy, looked very good. So this stuff wears amazingly, so it is my choice for today. Okay, I'm gonna put on some of my Glossier concealer. I use the shade G11. Don't need very much of this at all. If you use too much of this concealer, it's really, really creasy. Just a little bit and it spreads really, really well. And it looks like, again, baby skin. It's a beautiful product. I like to use my fingers with this just to help it melt into the skin, but also I find that when I use a brush, I actually pick up too much product. And I really think that's the key to this product, is not using too much. I might come back and powder that in a little bit, but for now I'm gonna leave it the way it is. Let's bronze with the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. Using so many glowy products, it's nice to use something that is matte. So I've been using this big giant fluffy brush. I think I got this through like an Ipsy bag many, many moons ago. It's called the Perfect 10 from MOTD, but I like it because it creates kind of an airbrush effect with this formula. It is kind of like a cream to powder formula, which I've like found other formulas I like better. But when used with a fluffy brush like this, I actually think it is really beautiful. And this is in my project pan, so you know, gotta use it. This is the shade Honey Drip, but do you see what I mean about how it just looks kind of airbrushed? Like no streaky, dirty forehead looking bronzer. This is just gorgeous. And I am putting on a little bit more than I usually would. I picked up a little too much, so I'll just quick bring it down my neck. My face doesn't really tan, I just get melasma and freckles, unfortunately. I really went back and forth on which blush to use today. It's so hard, I have so many beautiful ones, but I decided I really want to like wear test one in the heat. It's this one from Nudestix. This is the Gel Color Lip and Cheek Balm. I have the shade Babe, and I remember in the past when I wore this, I was really, really impressed by its wear time. So I'm gonna test it again today in the heat and see how it does. So for my cheeks, I think I'm just going to draw it on here and just press it in with this random brush. I think everything's worn off the handle, but I believe it was a Luxie brush, or is, not was. Add a bit more and a bit more. Do want kind of a flush cheek, although honestly I'll probably will have naturally flushed cheeks after just a few minutes of being outside. Yes, I'm drinking hot tea while inside, but you know, the AC is on in here. Now for this side, we'll get some good amount there. Ooh, so pretty. There, now I'm getting a little bit of creasing from my concealer. What I like to do is just wait for it to crease and then tap it out. And then as soon as I'm done with this, I'll put some powder on. Goodness, I love it. And since I'm gonna be outside in the heat, I'm bringing out the heavy duty stuff today. I keep saying, or like thinking to myself, I need to buy a different powder because this one is so smelly. But I gotta be honest, I really like how it performs. When I really need my skin to be mattified and to stay mattified, this is the one I go for. Just gonna kind of work it into the puff on the back of my hand, under the eye, and along the side of the nose. Oh yeah, look at that difference. Yes. I don't wear powder every day, but today, definitely I'm gonna want it. I'm curious, for those of you who also think the Coty Airspun powder performs beautifully, is there one that you like that performs just as well, but you know, it doesn't have that scent? Although maybe, actually I heard that Coty released one that is unscented. Maybe I should try and find that. Wow, that made a huge difference. All right. If you're wondering about which one I'm using, because I know there's a few different ones, I'm using the Translucent Extra Coverage from Coty. All right, let's throw on some highlighter. I think today might be the first day I have ever wanted a sparkly highlighter. I'm gonna have to get one from like Kaleidos or something. They have really cool sparkly highlighters. I don't actually own any other ones. I've always been kind of anti-sparkle in my highlighters. I think I'm just gonna go for my most golden highlighter. This is from NARS. This is Fort de France. And let's pick some up. And I'm going to be really buffing it into my cheek here. The NARS formula is not as punchy as other formulas, which is actually one thing that I like about it. For a powder, it just lays so nicely on the skin. All right. Buff, 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 buff. And I actually just realized today will be a good test for my MAC Fix Plus. I'm just using up this mini, but I haven't truly tested it to see if it really holds your makeup in place. Today I will find out. I'm really wanting something on my lips, so let's go ahead and do that next. This lip and cheek product. Let's be all matchy-matchy. Oh, should I put on some lip liner? Maybe I should, huh? Probably don't need to, but I will. I've got one. I'm gonna use this one from M Cosmetics. This is the shade Kitten. The Soft Blur Velvet Lip Liner. It is a very soft and creamy formula. Okay, now back with Belle, No, Babe. Babe on my lips here. Yeah, I'm liking that. Something warm and summery. Ooh, I'm liking how my highlighter looks. Yes. Realized I forgot to do brows. Usually I just go in with like my Merit brow cream, but I'm gonna cement them in place today. I have a mini of the Benefit Brow Setter. This stuff is my favorite clear brow gel because it doesn't create those white, flaky, crunchy eyebrows. I mean, your eyebrows are gonna be, you know, pasted to where they are, but they won't have that weird white flaky icky looking stuff that some other ones can do. And mine tend to like to fall down, so I really like having something that will make them stay. And my current brow pencil is from L'Oreal. I actually really like this. This is the Brow Stylist Definer. I use the shade Dark Brunette. I think I still like the one from Benefit more, the whatever the micro pencil from Benefit is, but I do like this one for sure. And I won't be buying that one until I finish this one. Okay. I think I'm done with my brows. I never know what I'm doing with my brows. Hopefully they don't look too terrible. Okay, here comes the fun part with the eyeshadow, because I definitely want to wear some sparkles. Before I even put any eyeshadow on though, I am going to tightline my eyes. I'm going to use the Pillow Talk eyeliner from Charlotte Tilbury. If you've never seen this before, it's not your normal Pillow Talk color. It's kind of burgundy, much deeper than you'd think, which would make sense for an eyeliner, right? So I'm going to quick tightline. I can never do this on camera. I'll be right back. Okay, I just did my tightlining. I'll do the bottom after I put on the rest of my eyeshadow. So I want the star of the show to be this Glam Shop shadow. I believe this is the shade Fluff. I will link it for you. It is so beautiful. I'm looking forward to having some fun with this, but I am going to lay a base just using some mattes from my ColourPop Wild Nothing palette, this one. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm going to use some of the warm shadows anyway to lay down just a base there for some dimension. I'm going to start with Morningside over here. Shoot, I just realized I didn't put an eyeshadow primer. What am I thinking? I'm going to go in like on my lid with actual glitter primer when I need it, but do the whole eye area with some eyeshadow primer. I'm just using the one from Milani. Okay, I let it set for like 30 seconds. Now we'll go in. So I'm just gonna fluff this through my crease and blend it out. I don't want a super structured look today. I just want sparkle. And this is just to lay some dimension in there. Okay, and I'm gonna fluff a little bit of a darker shade on the outer part of my eye. Which one? I think I'm gonna take Hot Springs here. Slightly warmer shade than those other ones. And then I'm just gonna kind of, oh, it's actually not nearly as deep as I was thinking. I'll have to go back over that with a brown. I think I'm actually gonna take some of the dark brown shadow called No Bounds. We'll fluff that into the outer corner. Yeah, that's much deeper. Get some dimension in there. Okay, so now I'm gonna take a tiny bit of glitter glue and put just an itty bitty bit on each lid, but I'll be doing just one lid at a time to keep it from drying too quickly. So I'm just going to tap that in the center. I'm gonna take fluff here and pat. Now we got a super fun lid. Okay, now for the other side. And tap on the shadow. Oh, it's so pretty. Yes, look at those sparkles. Okay, I'm gonna take my Pillow Talk eyeliner again and do my lower lash line and really try and connect my lower lash line to this upper part here. It really makes a big difference for me, I feel, in making the eye look more complete. See what I mean? Right there. And it almost gives me like a mini wing too, which that's usually as far as I'll go. Just with my eye shape, I find a wing very, very difficult to accomplish. This eyeliner is nice and creamy. Okay, let's do some smudging on the lower lash line to finish up. I'm gonna mix together Hot Springs and probably a little bit of No Bounds, the dark brown, to accomplish that, but I'll start first with Hot Springs. I'm gonna pinch this little brush together to make it even more targeted to where I would just wanna buff that in. I'm trying to think of who I always see doing that. Is that Allie Glines that always does this, pinching her brush? Okay, I dipped a tiny bit into that dark brown just to blend this outer. My mascara of choice will 100% be the Thrive. As annoyingly wet as this formula is, it is the best if you do not want your mascara to move and you don't want to deal with a waterproof mascara. All right, I am liking how that mascara looks. The whole eye look is a little bit more dramatic than I usually do, but I'm liking it, and I'm just going to do a little bit more blending around the edges, because there's nothing worse than getting in the car and being like, wow, I didn't blend my eyeshadow very well. Okay, I'm gonna put my hair in a ponytail just because it's gonna be so hot. I'll put in some earrings. I'll be right back. Okie dokie, I think I'm ready to go. What do you guys, oh, my highlighter. Every single time I turn my hair, I'm like, ooh, there's my highlighter. Okay, NARS. Anyway, do you guys go to fairs where you live, or festivals, or whatever? I'm just excited to go eat some fair food. It will be very unhealthy, but we only do this one night a year. So anyway, I hope you guys all have a great day. I will see you very soon in the next one. Bye.